Alrighty. I don't know what's happening, but I think we died, went to heaven, because we even got a lift. So this is obviously the man, the myth, the legend. Another Steve.
Another Steve.
So many Steves. Can't really see him because he's not aiming the camera properly, but that's a Steve. You can tell by the way.
By the way, it's just a light.
By the way it is.
All right.
And so yeah, this is the update on the SRT4 swapped B2200. There it is. And so far, I don't know. Well, we've had the transmission in, but we've had the transmission in before. We made the cross member for it. We got the motor mounts done. I know he's like kind of messed with like some of the intercooler stuff's all on there. So
this is an actual motor now too.
Yeah, this is the actual real deal. I don't know if we did it.
Remember.
I don't remember what the last video I did on this was. But let me flip the camera around and we can show you the good stuff. Alrighty, so we have the flywheel and the just a pressure plate at this point. But
to keep this as simple as I can explaining, the bell housing, the pressure plate, and the dual mass flywheel are all out of a 2005 Jeep Wrangler. The input shaft and the clutch disc that I'll be using is out of a 2006 Chevy Colorado. And then I need to find whatever pilot bushing bearing has this outside diameter and the inside diameter the same size as the input shaft, which there's a billion different bearings. There's got to be someone that's close, and I have found
probably
a couple
have one machined.
They make custom
need a
bearings
lathe.
too, exact, yeah.
All it is just a freaking sleeve of metal, basically.
These are actual bearings, needle bearings.
Oh, they
it's
got
not
those.
a bushing, it's a
You could probably
bearing.
still fabricate one to work
Yeah.
with it.
But I think I was gonna use the hydraulic throwout bearing out of the Colorado, but everything else inside of here is 05 Wrangler, so why wouldn't an external slave with a fork and throwout bearing work? That's my guess. That's what I'm gonna be purchasing to see if it works together.
So the Wrangler's throwout system.
The Wrangler's throwout system, and when you buy a Wrangler slave cylinder, it comes sealed. So it comes from here in a line all the way up to the master that has a push rod to the clutch. Sealed. You don't need to bleed it, you don't need to do anything. So it'd be bolt-in.
Easy enough.
Super.
So, well, yeah, that's kind of where we're sitting. Right now, it's still the game of playing with wiring. So we literally are now running the, for reals, like how it's going to be routed, the power wire for the starter.
I still need a different starter.
This is just the SRT4 one. That's why it's just literally dangling there, not bolted on.
I want to see
Someone decided that speaker covers were more important.
All right.
So, but yeah, so now we got this wire ran through here, out here, and up in there. We actually got to use, where is that thing? This beauty, not Jason, the tool. So we got to use that to route it. Yeah, this guy from Harbor Freight. Works like a top.
It is actually a pretty useful tool.
So that was pretty awesome. That I told him not to get it, but he insisted on wasting money.
Tool? Somebody told me I was wasting money on one of these too.
Yeah, 100% the lift, for sure.
It's not that. This is a hose clamp remover. The devil clips,
Oh,
you put the things in there and you squeeze, and it holds it closed with this lock.
how much was that? Was that at Harbor Freight?
$12.
Harbor Freight?
Knuckle saver.
At Harbor Freight.
Duh.
Okay, that's all we care.
I only shop at Harbor Freight and Milwaukee Tool.
That's literally polar opposites of each other.
Exactly.
But yeah, so I guess we're gonna get back to the wiring process. We're gonna try and get the starter to churn over today. That'd be great. I know this guy's gonna be living in this garage for the next 5 days, so.
I was gonna weld up the exhaust real quick just because it's up in the air.
Yeah, and I'm gonna leave.
I'm
So,
kidding.
bye. So, gotta get the
I am gonna
starter
drop this down
working
if
and
you
then,
guys hate your lives and stay out of there.
yeah, good, you can lower it. So,
Clear?
no,
Clear?
still no. But yeah, so let's get that done. Oh yeah, and then His cardboard intake here, high quality, all right? I'm gonna tell you about this. Beautiful piece of cardboard and duct tape, guaranteed 40 PSI of pressure, will hold. So, yeah. Now that we're back up here, we can look at the finagling. His exhaust, I don't think we ever filmed the exhaust. We filmed me welding it, but it's in there. It's obviously... Dude, I'm just saying, all I'm gonna say right now, you're a 16-year-old Honda Civic owner and you want to rev at the guy sitting next to you, and you're sitting in your slammed on coil Civic and you're just like, man, and now there's an exhaust that shoots 4-foot flames. In your face! In your face. Just saying. Whatever you got to tell yourself. It's been said. And then, you remember all that time I spent making this look really nice in here? Yeah, that still don't work. Yeah, he went ahead and just like fucked my whole spiel up. But yeah, and then oh yeah, here's the transmission. So, all right, enough mambling on. Let's maybe try and do something, or let Steve do all the other stuff. Alrighty, well, I think we finally did a thing. Jason, I need you on the clutch switch. So with the clutch switch pressed in, and gettily done, woo! With the turn of the key, we have ourselves a starter. So that's pretty dope. So once he gets the other starter for the Jeep, then all we got to do is
hey, get the start. Get it.
Oh yeah. Nothing.
Nothing? Okay. Get it. It works.
Alright, so we'll keep going. Alrighty, so now as you can tell, when you turn this little doohickey, it turns on headlights. And then you can like flip this back and forth, and you got like a high and low beam. And I'm about to murder this guy because he's over here looking at schematics and shit, while I'm over here actually wiring in things like an adult and just guessing and frying some fuses and shit. Okay? Okay? Alright, after some things that we have kind of come to the conclusion on, basically these are, I don't know, we tried figuring it out, but I think we've come to the conclusion that the SRT4 multifunction switch is smarter than the 91 multifunction switch. So what we're going to be doing is pretty much wiring the tail lights and the turn signals and all that stuff, the brake lights, all that by scratch. We're reutilizing some wire that was pretty much here. You plug in right there and it runs to the back tail lights. So what we're gonna do is just plug it in there, and then we'll run it up and then run it to, so like the brake switch, it just needs 12 volts, and then the other one goes back to the brake light. So when you step on this, it opens the circuit, it lights up the light. Too easy. And then as for the running lights, just gotta put it on 12 volts ignition. And then the turn signals, we wire into the multifunction switch, basically gave it power, and then when you turn the turn signal, only one of these wires, so that like right turn, so one of these wires will have 12 volts, and whichever one has 12 volts means that is your right turn signal. So then we wire that wire that has got 12 volts when it's in the right turn signal to the right turn signals themselves. Too simple. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. I don't know why I explained it in such in depth, but trying to explain it. But yeah, so let's go ahead and keep going and get these wired in. We should see some tail lights, turn signals. We've already seen the headlights. We've heard the starter. So, I mean, I'd say we've done pretty good. The only thing that he's really going to have left to do is we're going to have to figure out the dash, which is kind of like the last thing. Yeah, that'll be like the last big thing of wiring, really. And then obviously we still need to make sure it runs. We need to wire in the fuel pump and such.
I want to run this for now so I can work out the bugs, because I can literally cycle the key.
Oh, and see all your codes?
Tell me what the codes are off the PCM. Which I could do the same.
It'd be cool if you could pull that apart and like mount that screen somewheres, but
I haven't tried that yet, so I don't know if that would work. If I pull that circuit board off that reads the mileage, which does come
yeah,
out.
the hard part is that's like all one giant fucking circuit board, generally. So that kind of makes it hard, but I don't know. Stuff to play with. All right, let's do some work. Alrighty, so we got running lights on right there, and then this one, it's just temporary because the housing is really fucking corroded on this one. Like, there's like not even a socket anymore. And we've got our running lights back here. For those, we've got blinkers. That one and that one. And then we've got brake lights. Yes, there we go. And then blinkers again. We got a blinker there and a blinker there. And then headlights. This one might still need the ground. Did you fix that? I did. So this one's low just because it needs the ground reconnected. And then high beams. Or was that low? Yeah. But the headlights work. So that's all done. Obviously, oh, and then like the indicators work on the I almost call this Mighty Max, on the B2200. They work. All right. And then, so yeah, and then like right now, temporarily, so this one is, well, now that was the marker light. And then this is just 12 volts for the brake switch. And then these are just powers for the turn signals and such. Yeah, too simple. Now, that's all I really got. See what else happens. And here's how bad that one was corroded. It's pretty bad. Alrighty, so that's pretty much where we're gonna be done for this update. So the wiring's done, and he's pretty much just waiting on some parts. So at some point here, hopefully have the shit back together. We did a little bit on the dash. We got it to illuminate, and it's got indicators. High beam's still not working yet, but he'll go through it all and figure it out. So should be fun. You guys know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys in the next one. Be sure to check out Almost Stock on YouTube. He updates the shit a lot more better. They're longer and in-depth, so be sure to check them out.